I'm going to talk you through how to create a box and whisker plot. A box and whisker plot is a new type of way or new type of graph for displaying data. In earlier years you've done bar graphs, histograms, sector graphs or pie charts as they're sometimes called, as well as stem and leaf plots. This year we're looking at a box and whisker plot. So here's a quick guide. Firstly, what do they look like? Well, a single box and whisker plot looks like this. You'll notice that it's got two thin bits at the end, which we call the whiskers, and it's got the solider part or the larger part in the middle, which we call the box. This one shows all the heartbeat or the pulse rates per minute for 40 subjects. You can see that they range from approximately 47 up to 120. Here's another type. This is a parallel box and whisker plot, and this compares the performances of two classes, Class B and Class A. And it's fairly clear just by looking, and that's one of the good things about box and whisker plots, just by looking you can get an idea of which class is doing the better of the two. Let's have a look. What are they used for? Well, I said they are for showing or displaying the range of data. They go from the smallest value to the greatest value, and you can see that along the way we've got first quartile or the top of the first quarter or 25%, median or middle score, third quartile, the top of the third quarter, so we've reached 75% of all the data from at this point, and then finally the final quarter. Now let's look more closely at the parts. You can see that there are 5 essential parts, and we create a 5-number summary to construct them. We need to have the minimum, the lower quartile or Q1, the median or Q2, the upper quartile Q3, and the maximum. To make them, this is what we need: a Google Spreadsheet and a basic web tool such as the one shown here and written in your assignment. So let's go along and have a look at our Google Doc. So for our Google Doc, we have to put in the data. Now, in Year 10, you'll need to sort your raw data into ascending order, and then you'll manually sort out or determine all of that information. For Year 9, we're just going to do the quick way. We're going to use our spreadsheet. So let's look at Class A. To find out the minimum, we press Enter, bracket, and we start to type minimum, and you can see that very quickly it appears for us. This is the minimum we want, equals bracket minimum. Just be careful that you take your finger off the shift key. That button, now hold the shift, press down there, and we've got the full set. Close the brackets. It says our minimum score is 10, and if you look through here you can see there it is. It's definitely our smallest score. It's the minimum. Now for the first quartile there's 2 components. We go equals, bracket, and again we type the quartile, but already it's come up. Now we need to show that it's from here, but we also need to go comma 1 because it is the first quartile as opposed to the third quartile. Press enter, and there is my first quartile. Median is the same process, equals, bracket. I start to type median and it knows. Select median. This is the data. Close the bracket, and there's my median score. For my third quartile, equals, bracket, start typing quartile. It knows I want that data set, comma 3 because it's the third quartile, enter, there it is, and maximum, you've guessed it, equals, bracket, start typing max, and it's come up already. And there's my data. Close my brackets, and we've got it. Now if I wanted to do a parallel one, I would do Class B. And you will do a parallel one when you compare boys and girls later. But for now, just let's have a look at how we do a simple single one. We come across here to our box plot grapher. This is the address that you've got in the assignment. Now you can see here that we've got choices. We can have 1, 2, or 3 box plots. We're choosing 1 at the moment. And we want Science Class A. Our minimum score was 10. Our first quartile was 12.75. Our median was 17.5. Our third quartile was 23, and our maximum was 32. Now we need to put some limits on it, so we say this is going to go from 0 up to 35, and the distance between the ticks is going to be 2. My axis title is going to be score out of 35. All I then do is go draw here, and you can see I have a box and whisker plot. The instructions tell us that we do a right click, copy image, we then go into our Google Doc, and in our Google Doc we press Command V and we have it. Science Class A, their scores out of 35. Thank you. I hope this helps.